Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Well, it's officially bath season, so today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a bubbling bath bomb. You guys might be familiar with a few of my other bath bomb videos and my bubble scoop video, and I've been getting lots of requests to share with you how to make a bubbling bath bomb. And after much trial, error, failed batches, and fun testing products and things like that, I've come up with a formula that I think you're really gonna like. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you a full visual tutorial and step-by-step process of how to make these bath bombs and everything that goes into it. If you would like the full written recipe, plus percentages and a full written detailed tutorial, please head on over to my Patreon campaign. This recipe and tutorial will be available at the $5 level. I'll go ahead and put a link to the campaign in the description box. There's a ton to take advantage of over there. At the $5 level on my campaign, not only can you unlock today's recipe, but you'll be able to unlock all the bath bomb recipes and 2.5 years of archived recipes for you to take advantage of for just a small $5 pledge. All right, let's make some bubbling bath bombs. So as you're probably aware, bath bombs are comprised of wet ingredients and then a percentage of dry ingredients. And what I have here in my KitchenAid mixing bowl is some baking soda. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in the KitchenAid mixer, and then I'm going to add my color directly to the baking soda. Now today I'm using a lake color. I'm using Electric Watermelon Lake, and this one comes from Fizz, and it's diluted in a bit of distilled water, and it's been sitting here just kind of blooming and getting ready to be evenly dispersed into the baking soda. So here we are at the KitchenAid mixer bowl, and all I'm going to do is go ahead and turn this on medium-low and start to add in my lake colorant. Now I haven't really weighed out the water that is mixed in here. It's just kind of an eyeball. What we're trying to do is not only color the baking soda, but we're trying to wet it down a little bit too. So I'll try to describe the consistency of how wet it should be, but you'll get a visual of that as well. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. Alright, so we are all done dispersing the color and getting it all mixed in, and I just wanted to show you the texture before we move on to the next step, and to also let you know that I added in more of the lake colorant, just added in the powder to the damp baking soda until it was all evenly distributed and I got the color that I wanted. So as you can see, it's damp to the touch. It's kind of got it holds together when you squeeze it. It's kind of got the consistency of, I hate to use that term wet sand, but it kind of is like the consistency of wet sand. So it holds together, and now we're ready to go ahead and add in the other dry ingredients. Now with bath bombs, the fizzing action is made when you combine the baking soda and the citric acid. We are not going to be adding the citric acid in right now because I don't want it reacting with the water that's in the baking soda and causing it to fizz. We're going to be adding in the citric acid last to just avoid that. So what we're going to be adding to this mixture is some cream of tartar. That's going to help with the frothiness, and it's also going to help bind the bath bomb together. It's going to help with a little bit of the foaming and frothiness. We're adding in cornstarch. This is also going to help with holding the bath bomb together, giving it hardness and structure, and it also is nice to add to your bath water. It makes the water a little bit soft. We're going to be adding in some kale and clay. Clay is a beautiful thing to add to bath bombs. It also is going to help with sticking the bath bomb, keeping it stuck together, and it is a nice detoxing property to add to your bath water. And it's very smooth and soft and silky in the bath water. We're going to be adding in some buttermilk powder. Buttermilk is an amazing thing to add to the bath. It's great for sensitive skin. It's very soothing. It makes your skin soft. And buttermilk and milks in general, they have alpha hydroxy acids, which helps to gently exfoliate the skin. And then we're going to be adding in some SLSA. Now the SLSA is going to be giving the bath bomb its bubbling action. So all of this together is what we're going to be adding in for dry ingredients, and we're holding off on the citric acid until the end. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on and start slowly adding in those dry ingredients. Okay, so all the dry and powdered ingredients are well incorporated, and it's time to prepare the wet ingredients. So in this little container here, I have some polysorbate 80, and that ingredient is going to help the color from the bath bomb not stick to the sides of the bathtub. It's going to bind with the polysorbate 80, disperse into the water, and then go down the drain nice and neat. Also, polysorbate 80 is a mild surfactant, so it is going to help a little bit with that bubbly action. We have a little bit of shea butter. Shea butter is going to help bind the bath bomb together and give it a really nice feeling in the bath. Shea butter is lovely in the bath. And then we have some grapeseed oil in here. You could use any lightweight carrier oil. I like grapeseed oil for its antioxidant properties. And then after we warm this up, we're going to be adding in some rubbing alcohol to this little container and some fragrance to this container. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to add those ingredients in. Okay, now that everything is melted down, we're going to go ahead and add in our fragrance. Today we're using Wintry Candy Apple by Nature's Garden. I think it's a beautiful wintertime fragrance. It's definitely not overly, sometimes apple fragrances can be just like kind of one note type fragrance. This has a lot of depth to it. It definitely has those candy apple top notes, but it smells very almost like holiday candy, almost like ribbon candy, if you're familiar with the old-fashioned type ribbon candy. I really like this fragrance, and I believe it might be a Bath & Body Works dupe. Wintry Candy Apple. Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give this a stir to get everything combined. We're going to set this aside. And then in this little container here, we're going to be weighing off some rubbing alcohol. This is going to help wet the product down without causing fizzing, because this is 99% rubbing alcohol. So there's only a tiny bit of water in here, 1% water. Oh, that was exactly the amount I needed. I love when that happens. So it's going to wet down the product just enough that we can form the bath bomb, but it's not going to cause any fizzing. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on the mixer on low, and then we're going to add in our wet ingredients. In go the oils. And next goes the ready to press. Okay, that's all mixed in now. It's time to go ahead and add in the citric acid. Okay, and we are all done now combining the wet and the dry ingredients, and I wanted to just take a second to show you the texture of this product before we press. It looks like if you squeeze it softly, it should be able to hold together perfectly without crumbling or breaking. So again, it's sort of the consistency of like if you're building a sandcastle and you know, you're in an environment that has fairly like fine grained sand. See, that all makes a difference too. People's interpretation of sand and wet sand is different. So I guess what it is if you are able to pick up the product and hold it and squeeze it gently and it holds together, then you know you're ready. It should feel a bit powdery to the touch as well. All right, we are ready to go ahead and start pressing. All right, so I always like to test them before I press, and so I went ahead and pressed one off camera and they are ready to go. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Sorry, my camera angle is a little off. I don't have enough counter space to get a full view of everything, so I'm trying my best to show everything that I'm doing here in the little bit of space that I do have. So I have a little bit of Fizz Fairy Champagne and Roses biodegradable glitter, and then I also have this very beautiful silver rainbow glitter, also from Fizz Fairy, and it's gonna give the bath bombs a little bit of a wintry look. So I am using the bath bomb press by thebathbombpress.com, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the description box. It does require a compressor. I'm also gonna show you how to hand press these in case this is not an option for anyone, but this is what I use to make my bath bombs now. It's an amazing product. Once you get the hang of how to use it, it's really, really, it helps you scale up your bath bombs. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glitter down here, and you can make them quicker. You can make them perfectly shaped. So I just put a little bit of the glitter down in the bottom of the mold. I'm using the extra large round mold, and then all I'm doing is taking my mixture. Go ahead and move this out of the way for a minute. And I am gonna slowly fill the mold, but notice I'm not pressing. I'm just dropping in the mix into the container, into the mold, and I'm just kind of lightly like that. I'm not tamping it down. If you tamp it down in this extra large mold, you get a very, very large bath bomb, and it's not as beautifully circular shaped as the one I'm going to show you when it comes out. So you are going to see a little bit of powder fly off. That's because I don't have it compacted down, but it also helps the bath bomb float in the tub. So I'm going to show you another little trick I learned here. I'm going to hold the mold when it releases. Otherwise, this mold can kind of bounce up a little bit. This just ensures that everything stays in place. So then I'm going to take it off. I take my spoon, I tap all around to kind of release it, flip it over, and then I turn the bottom of the mold and it releases. Keep your hand underneath because then it releases and you get a beautifully, perfectly shaped, beautiful bath bomb with some beautiful glitter on the top. Just gorgeous. They come out perfect every time. I think you're really gonna like this formula. And then I'm just gonna come over here to my tray and set it down. I'll give you a visual of the tray too when everything's in there. I just don't have room to put it all in there at the same time. So we'll go ahead and do that again. I'll show you a few more, again with the glitter. And then we'll go ahead and just put the bath bomb mixture in. Lightly, just kind of dumping it in without compacting it. And then I have everything sitting on a cookie sheet to kind of help catch the dust. Again with the spoon. Flip it over, twist, and release. And there you go. A perfect bath bomb, and they smell so good, just like beautiful wintry candy apple. Before I continue, that this is a recipe that you can actually mold by hand. So I have a little bath bomb mold here. I actually don't know what size it is. It's kind of more your standard typical size. When you're doing it in the mold, you're gonna go ahead and you are gonna pack it down just a little bit. I just wanted to show you with this recipe that you can actually mold this by hand if the bath bomb press is not an option for you. Okay, so you're just gonna fill in one side and kind of lightly pack it, kind of mound it up and lightly pack it. Set that piece down. I'm not the world's best hand presser by any means, which is why I really do enjoy using the press. I know some people are really good at it. I'm not so good at it. So you want to mound it up. Let's see if I can do this now. And then you want to squish the two halves together and really push it down. Squish it down and just kind of compress. I don't really have the wrist or the grip strength to do this, but I want to show you. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmold it, but I want to show you how to prevent some of those flat kind of bottoms that you might get with your bath bombs. See, we've got a perfect bath bomb, no cracking. It's totally held together. It's not coming apart anywhere. This is how I store, if I'm going to be hand pressing these, to avoid a flat bottom, make sure you have enough molds handy. Just leave it in the bottom half of the mold. This mold has a flat little piece on the bottom and you can just set it down. And then I just would let it cure in that little container overnight. And then that way you're not getting those flat bottoms, which you can sometimes get when you are letting your bath bombs dry out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press one more for you. And there it is, another perfect bath bomb. All right, here they all are, and they're sitting in this curing tray that also you can get from the bathbombpress.com, and I'll put a link to this in the description box as well. But the size of the tray coincides with the size of the bath bomb that you make with the particular mold that you buy. So it makes it a great fit to store the bath bombs while they're curing. You do not have to rotate them or turn them. They just stay there. I like to keep mine in there for about 3 days before I package them up. And then you don't get those flat bottoms on your bath bombs. Even if I was to set a bath bomb of this size on, let's say I used to use mattress pads like egg crates back in the day, and they still would get a flat bottom, or you'd have to worry about rotating them so they stayed even. This tray makes it perfectly convenient, and you just prevent all of that from happening. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you today with a little demo of how one of my bath bombs work in the bathtub. All right, so we are ready to go ahead and test this bath bomb. This is not the one that we just made, but this one has been sitting for about a week and it's the same recipe. So I wanted to show you how they perform after they've fully cured. So we're just gonna go ahead and place it in and let it go. And as you can see, they float, which is awesome. And it's just releasing some nice color into the tub. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the corner there. So it's just beautiful. Go ahead and look at all that beautiful purple colored water. It just makes the water feel really nice, and you get that nice foaming bubble and fizz. All right, everybody, that concludes today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you loved it. If you did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Please remember to leave a comment or question below, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. All right, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.